So a question I get asked a lot of times is, do I ever miss my Audi S6? Whatever happened to the Project Panda S6? If you guys haven't already, be sure to check out the series for anybody new. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. Reflecting on the S6, man, gosh, that was a fun car. You know, it really was a very interesting build. As far as value, I just don't think it gets any better. You know, for what you can buy these cars for nowadays, to get a twin turbo V8, cars capable of making 600, 700 horsepower. I mean, it's a lot of car for the money, no doubt. And I have to say that my timing on the S6 was pretty spot on. I didn't buy it too early, too late, and I think I kept the car for just the right amount of time where it was still healthy. It still had a lot of longevity left in it, but I didn't keep it to a point where I was trying to stretch things too far out into those higher mileage where you start running into more like catastrophic issues, right? And it's no secret. I mean, the more you go up the totem pole, as far as like the bigger bodied cars, they've got more technology on them, right? You've got your air suspension, you've got a twin turbo V8. It's more difficult to work on. There's a lot more complexity, and they can come with a pretty hefty cost as far as maintenance and repairs, which again, I've covered that in more specific categories if you want to check out that playlist for the 4-liter build. But overall, man, I do miss that car a lot of times. You know, I'm driving the RS3 now, which is, I mean, it's obviously an amazing vehicle, but there's just something about a V8, man. And when you just have the whole magic going on there, the twin turbo V8, got all-wheel drive, that big bodied sedan where people just don't expect it to be really that fast. I really would say the S6 is like the ultimate sleeper, you know, within your Audi sedan lineup. I just don't think it's something that people are going to be looking for, right? But if thinking about getting one, man, I mean, as far as you're buying to get one, S6, S7, I mean, for the C7, C7.5, so we're talking that 2013 to like 2018 year range. I mean, you know, if you've got the resources in place to do it, you know, if you've got a shop, a place where you can work on it yourself, or if you have a good relationship with the shop, I mean, dude, you can definitely make it happen. You know, at the time, I was working as a service advisor in like a specialty European repair shop, so I had a safety net. That was one of the reasons why I did it, because I had the confidence to know that if and when something were to fail, which of course it did, I knew that going into it, I had the right people, I had the right connections to be able to get the parts, get the labor, and not have to pay dealership prices. Because if you're buying one, man, and you're thinking about, hey, I'm just gonna go to the dealership, dude, you're gonna be spending thousands and thousands of dollars just in maintenance and repairs before you can even approach the topic of upgrading. So just please keep that in mind. Also, something to be aware of if you haven't looked into this that far, keep in mind there are a lot of recalls for the S6, S7, the 4-liter vehicles. So as far as like the oil screen failure, the PCV, also known as the oil separator, there are recalls for this. So I know there have been some instances of people getting those repaired, replaced under extended warranty through like dealership. So if you're thinking about getting one, you need to have that conversation with the seller or whoever's, you know, if it's another dealership or something, you need to be able to look at those records and determine if that's already been done or not. See, like this bumpy road I'm on right now, it's like just, it's so jarring. And the RS3, it's like just very stiff, just feels a little bit more harsh. I mean, not that it's bad, but in like the S6 with the air suspension, you just crank it on over to comfort mode, and dude, you're just floating on a cloud, man. You're just like sitting on this big comfy quilted couch. It's putting down like 700 foot-pounds of torque. You're just floating, man. Just floating down the river. Yeah, fun car, man, fun car. So a lot of guys ask, like I said, you know, what happened to the S6? Why'd you sell it? Do you ever miss it? Yeah, dude, I definitely miss the S6. I do think about it sometimes. You know, it was a fun car. My wife loved that. She loved driving it, man. It was just so comfortable. Trunk space was like outrageous. You could fit whatever you wanted in there. Just tons and tons of room. But, you know, I'm loving the RS3. It's treated me well. You guys saw I posted a video about that. You know, we'll see what the future brings. I'm definitely, I would see myself at some point in time, I would definitely consider getting another big-bodied Audi sedan, you know, just taking a look at whatever pricing availability looks like at some point in the future. I know it's somewhat of a bummer. I know the 4-liter you're not getting now in like the C8, S6, and S7. It's the same like 2.9 twin turbo V6 like from the RS5. So if you want a V8 twin turbo in present times, you're either getting an RS6 Avant or an RS7, which, I mean, you're talking big money at that point. But, you know, I love the RS3. I don't really see that going anywhere anytime soon. Like I said, I do have plans for it, but at some point, man, I'm gonna have to get another big sedan. That's just, you know, something about the S6, bro. It's just like gangsta. Like, it's just this big, huge, aggressive sedan, and it just puts a smile on your face. You know, as long as you have the right resources, you know, if you've got the knowledge, the skill to do it yourself, just know what you're getting into, man. Don't be an uninformed car enthusiast. It's all about research. And, you know, for me, I'm always big on research heavily before I make any type of decision. You guys probably know that if you've been watching my videos for a long time. So that's pretty much going to wrap it up for this one, guys. Definitely a lot of love and respect, appreciation for the S6. By the way, I do talk to the current owner every once in a while. I since sold the car to a good friend of mine. He kept it for about a year and then sold it to another guy, which he still messages me every once in a while with, like, you know, a question here or there. But yeah, he said pretty much everything positive. He still loves the car, still drives it, and it's still running, at least last time I heard. So yeah, thank you guys so much. Be sure to leave your comments in the comment section down below. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have an awesome day.